So podcasting and live streams is what I do about 2 days a week. Look, I have a live stream every Wednesday night, and I do podcast that goes out through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast network. So each and every week, I'm here in my studio working on podcasts, YouTube videos, other videos on other platforms, live streams. So what gear do I use to accomplish all these tasks? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over some of the gear that I use for podcasting, live streams, and some of my videos. So let's have some fun. Sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is Eric back with another video. So my setup that I put together is absolutely massive, right? Listen, you do not need all this equipment that I'm going to talk about in this video. Look, I do podcasts and live streams, but my setup is overkill. So, but it's a lot of fun though. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but I'm going to break this down in about 5 parts: cameras, interfaces, audio, monitors, and editing. So let's have some fun. Let's talk about my podcast setup. So let's talk about cameras. I run my podcast and my live streams and some of my videos with 3 camera setups. I use camera 1 here, camera 2 here, and camera 3 here. Right now I'm using a Canon Sl3. This is what you see in the Canon Sl3 as one of my side cameras, right? Looks really good. I really do like the Sl3. Right here, I'm using a Canon M50. Really good camera here. I really do like it. And this camera right here is the Canon 90D. But I did say in 2024 that I was going to replace all my cameras with cinema cameras. So, but right now, these are the cameras that I'm using for my live streams, a podcast, video podcasts, and my videos. So these are the cameras that I'm using. Now, I typically use 4 cameras. I do have a camera back here, right? So y'all can see my setup here of what I'm seeing. But typically I use a 3 camera setup, but I do have 4 cameras, but I'm kind of replacing them in 2024. But here it is. I want y'all guys to know that these are the cameras that I set up. So that is number 1. So let's talk about number 2, the interface. And this is very complicated. So let's go through it. The brains of my video and some of my audio is the Roland SR-20. And here's where I get a little complicated. Look, I have my Canon 90D connected straight through the Roland through HDMI. I have my M50 and my SL3 going through my computer running on OBS. And all of that's going into the Roland. Now, the Roland SL20 is a professional video and audio switcher that enables me to record all my videos, all my audio, all my live streams, all my podcasts instantly to 2 platforms if I want to. It's very extraordinary equipment here. I'm gonna make a video about it. But the SL20, which is the Roland, is the brains of my operations, right? And one of the things that keep me kind of straight and narrow is a teleprompter, which I'm using a teleprompter right now. You can probably see that I'm using a teleprompter right now, which keeps me going, especially on my podcast, so I won't veer off into other type of things. So that is very important to me. So as I talk about interfaces, let's talk about audio, because that is the most important part of this entire setup. And this is where it gets very complicated. So bear with me here. I record all my audio with 2 different units, the RØDECaster Pro 2 and the Zoom F8n Pro. I use multiple microphones to record my videos, my podcasts, my live streams. The RØDECaster Pro 2 and the Zoom F8n Pro is recording independently going into the Roland SL20. Now, all together, that's 4 independent audio files for redundancy. Now, each camera has its own microphone for scratch audio. Usually my top-down camera, which you see right here, which is the M50, is going to be the Video Mic NTG that gets very good audio. Now my front camera here, I'm using a Rode Video Mic Go, which sounds really good. Again, scratch audio. Now this microphone, I'm using the mobile microphone, which is really good. Now the shotgun microphone that I'm using here is going to be the Sennheiser MKH 416. And this microphone right here is going to be the Warm Audio 8000G. Trying to give me the best sound period for recording my podcast videos and live streams. So I have a total of 5 microphones running and 2 recorders, and every camera is recording audio. And yes, this is overkill. I know it's overkill, but this is peace of mind. So let's talk about these monitors here, right? As you can see, I got some monitors right here. Now, what this monitors here is for me to monitor myself, also with guests, if I'm on a live stream or am I doing a podcast with somebody. So let's start from the beginning because this is complicated. All the video is going through the Roland SR-20. It's the brains of the whole setup. So I have 2 cameras connected to 2 different computers. And those computers are connected HDMI going into the Roland running OBS. Now I have my Canon 90D going straight into the Roland, which is really nice, right? 2 monitors, right? It's connected to 2 different computers. All together, I'm running 3 computers all together. And you can see some behind the scenes here, right? I'm using the HDMI splitter going into my Mac Studio, broadcasting all of this live on StreamYard when I'm doing my live streams. It's so weird because I got a dedicated internet source, which is going to be the T-Mobile internet for the computer only, right? That's broadcasted to StreamYard, and everything else is running on Spectrum internet. And again, I know this is overkill, and all the monitors right here is all 4K monitors, but I have a total of 4 monitors. I have a monitor over here that I use for editing. But yes, the monitors is important because I can see everything that's going on here. Man, that's what I'm talking about. So all that, after I do all of this work, let's talk about editing, right? I film on my podcast with all of this stuff, and I take all of this footage and I edit everything on my editing station, right? I kind of use either Screen Plus, which y'all guys know I made a video about Screen Plus, or I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I edit all my audio on Adobe Audition. Now on that station over there, I do have a microphone over there for voiceovers. I mean, again, I know this is overkill, but yes, editing is very important, and it usually takes the longest, by the way. So that is my podcast, live stream, and video setup. But there's more, a lot more. I mean, I could go all day about the stuff that I have in my studio, but you know what? Let's talk about lights. Right now, I have a total of 6 lights running. That's right, 6 lights running. So when I'm filming, I'm always running about 6 lights. But let's go over it real quick. I'm a GVM fan, so all my lights is made by GVM. So I have the GVM SD300B Pro. This 300 watt bi-color light works great to light this whole studio, which is nice, right? Next, I have the GVM SD80D. Now this bi-color light is 80 watts and it's hit me in the desk right now. So this is a very good light. Next, I have the GVM 200R. This 200 watt light is my key light. This is the main part of my light system because that's my key light. Next, I have the GVM Pro YU150 Aura. Now, this very expensive light is only used for the background. Yes, only the background. Next, I have the GVM Pro BD45R. It's a light strip that's on behind here that's lighting up my second background. So yes, I have a lot of lights. So right now I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the light right here, I'm counting that light is because that's like a practical light. As you can see, it kind of hit me in the face right there. You see right there, had that different color, kind of more like a hairline practical light. Kind of give me some depth, which is really nice, right? So that's my lighting scenario in this studio. But there's actually more that I could talk about in this studio, a bunch more, some miscellaneous things, such as sound blankets, acoustic foam. Yes, this whole studio is acoustic treated for sound, right? That's why when I do my voiceovers, I don't have all that background noise and stuff like that. Look, I tell you what, this is absolutely overkill. You don't need this stuff to do podcasts. You don't need all this stuff to do live streams. You don't need this stuff to do anything. But I do want to say that it took me years to build this station, right? And I'm not done. I still got a lot to do. So stay tuned and subscribe. Look, I'm going to leave all product links down in the description below. But I wanted to make this video so y'all guys can know exactly what I do every day, day in and day out when I do my live streams, podcasts, and my voiceovers. Oh, man, it's a lot. But stay tuned. This is going to be probably part one of many series of videos that I'm going to make talking about my studio setup, because I could talk all day about all this stuff that I have in my studio. It's a lot of fun, kind of overkill. A lot of this stuff is very pricey. This is the Tech Preacher. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the podcast setup in all its glory. And listen, I never said, and I won't put in the title, that this is a $200 setup or $300 setup. So this is not a budget setup at all. Not even close to a budget setup. All right, this is Eric. See you guys on the next video. Peace.